Them in Game 3, it is a blisteringly fast top 8. We have other updates as well, but we'll get into this match first. We have Jonathan Berg. Lost Game 1 to Obzon Control. Now, one of the things of his post-board plan is he goes toward cards like Mastery of the Unseen here, which he actually does have in play. Can be very difficult for John Lim's Obzon deck to deal with. Now, John does have a copy of Dramoka's Command main and 1 board, so he's not cold to Mastery of the Unseen. He can get it off the table with a 1-for-1, but he's going to want to do that soon before Jonathan starts making lots of 2-2s.
The updates that you do speak of, we've already talked about how Sam Birkenbeil is in game number 2 against Gabe Hoglar. Birkenbeil is up a game, and then Michael Fablinia with Green Red Dragons dispatched Drew I. Freddy, who was playing mono red, so maybe a bit of an upset there. Excuse me, Nathan Fablinia, not Michael. He defeated Drew, so he's through to the semifinals, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, for Drew I. Freddy, another top 8 here in Dallas. Congratulations. Still looking for that trophy, but 2 top 8 finishes in Standard Opens is a great achievement.
When we come to town, life is pretty good for Drew.
4th land for Berg means that he can start doing things like Mastery of the Unseen. Depends what else he has in hand, though. The one thing is that there's a clock on this matchup from Berg's side because John Lim does play 3 copies of Elspeth Sun's Champion, and that is a very difficult card for Green-White Company to get through.
It's like a ticking time bomb, really. He's got to have something going before Elspeth shows up. Here's a Warden of the First Tree.
Yeah, so as much as he might want to just make 2-2s at a really slow pace, slowly grind card advantage out from John, that doesn't work as well because of the presence of Elspeth.
Here's a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah. John can Valorous Stance to save? He will.
Okay.
I mean, right now this is just a resource trade that's happening. I don't think this is terrible for John. Resource trading is something that Obzon Control is usually interested in. Land 5 for John, getting very close to Elspeth. So Jonathan's not going to be able to win before Elspeth. The question is now how John Lim can deal with the board, especially Master the Unseen. Lim's hand is 1 Siege Rhino and 3 copies of Obzon Charm.
That's a lot of Obzon Charms. That's a lot of a powerful card. Here's a Siege Rhino. He's going to deploy that. Of course, game 3, send 3 damage Berg's way.
Yeah. 3. So the Obzon Charm is very powerful, it's very versatile, but it is also slow. While John cashes in these Obzon Charms, Berg can generate card advantage off Mastery of the Unseen. Remember, the winner of this will go on to play against Drew Zamora.
There's a Morph. You have to imagine Den Protector here.
Yeah, well, Den Protector's an option. It can also be Hidden Dragon Slayer. There are 2 of those in Jonathan's deck.
The Rhino's going to come to the red zone here.
Played it with 2 up. Yeah, you do wonder.
And if one Rhino is good, a second one is better. Lim getting pretty aggressive now.
Whether it's Den Protector or Hidden Dragon Slayer, both of them represent an answer to Siege Rhino. You see here, getting back Valorous Stance and gaining 2 life off Mastery of the Unseen.
Life gain is going to matter quite a bit here because we're working our way into what looks to be a racing situation. Lim at 23, Berg at 11. But with an answer to Siege Rhino there in Valorous Stance, maybe the race is going to slow down here.
I mean, if you're Lim, you're going to slow down the race, I imagine. He does have just 3 Obzon Charms in his hand. They are very versatile, but so he can change his game plan as long as Berg gives him time to do that. Master of the Unseen, though, a difficult card for Obzon Control to deal with.
2 mana. It's Valorous Stance time. See you later, Siege Rhino. Maybe Berg looking to get a little aggressive here. Looks like that's the case. In for 4, maybe more. There's a land. This will allow for Master of the Unseen activation.
All right, instead of pumping up that Warden of the First Tree, he's going for Mastery. So what John can do here, or what I imagine his game plan will be, he's going to try to bridge the gap to Elspeth. If he hits one of his 2 Dramoka's commands, he can take care of Mastery, but that's going to have to happen quickly.
Yeah, no Elspeth in hand just yet for Lim. Again, those 3 Obzon Charms and a copy of Hero's Downfall are available. Elspeth is one of the best cards in the matchup. Den Protector is a unique way to work through it, though.
I'm interested to see what he's going to try to do with these Obzon Charms. There wasn't, if he's planning to just draw 2 with one of them, there would have been an argument for doing that in main phase to try to hit land 6.
Yeah, I think it's certainly possible now where he's just going to chip away a little bit and then say, all right, I was on charm my Siege Rhino at the end of turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on it and serve into the red zone.
If Jonathan screws up and doesn't leave back enough toughness for the blockers, John can actually just put many, many counters on Siege Rhino.
Yeah.
A trap has been set.
It feels that way. Lim is trying to set a trap here on Berg. We'll see what does happen moving forward. Because Berg is the one kind of in the defensive position. He's trying to go on the offensive, but he's at 6, so he might have to slow down a touch.
I think if Berg actually assumes the control role here and attacks with next to nothing, that's actually the safest line for him right now. You know, he's already representing turning Warden into a 3/3 and manifesting this turn. That's a lot of value, and it's protects his life total the best.
Well, one thing we don't know is what the manifest is down there. There was a Master of the Unseen activation. It could be anything. It could be a real creature that can gain some life, or it can just be nothing. By the way, it looks like Berg is reaching to come into the red zone. He is not messing around.
Right.
He's going after Lim's life total.
Nope, he's not the control deck here. Just kidding. He is attacking. And that might be going into John's trap.
3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage dealt.
Lim may just take all the damage. Does he want to use an Abzan Charm as a kill spell? Looks like he's going to draw 2, lose 2. Dramoka's Command is one of the 2 cards he hits. He's going to be able to do that this turn, get rid of Mastery if he wants to, fight down one of Berg's creatures. This is huge. He'll definitely get to see whether or not Berg has a kill spell if he makes this play.
Oh, and there's your planes. Command was actually a pretty nice draw there. Jeez.
No, that was the card he wanted.
All right. Let's see what the modes are here momentarily.
Have to think half of it is going to be sack a creature.
Or sack an enchantment.
Right, sack an enchantment. Thank you. And
looks like it's going to be sack an enchantment, fight Den Protector.
yeah, this is on Berg's end step. He's doing that, so it'll be another manifest from Berg. But if a land was drawn here,
that's big. Gaining that life is huge.
yeah, that is very big. It goes to 10. So now the play of land, double Abzan Charm, and Siege Rhino no longer lethal.
Yeah. Mastery's gone. Den Protector's gone.
But John did not find land 6. But now his hand is Abzan Charm, Downfall, and, well, Elspeth Sun's Champion.
Yep. Elspeth's huge here.
Now that he's gotten rid of Mastery, Elspeth can control this board.
That's land 6, too. And there's the battlefield untapped, so it could just be an Elspeth turn.
Could be an Elspeth turn. I was wondering if he's going to try to get rid of the Fleece Mane Lion before it can go Monstrosity. But with an active Elspeth, he doesn't really care.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just chump block City. There's the 3 soldiers. I'm curious to see if he's going to attack with the Siege Rhino. Okay, he's going to.
Berg down to 6. Things look like they have turned for the Abzan control player. If he can survive through this turn, it looks really strong for John Lim.
There's the Temple of Plenty. Take a look at the top card here for Berg. It's going to the bottom from the scry. Can he get through Elspeth? I mean, Elspeth is really, really hard for his deck to beat.
Berg, looking at this, he does have 6 mana here, so over the course of 2 turns, he could make Warden become a force to be reckoned with. It would force Lim to have another kill spell, or at the least to minus his Elspeth.
Well,
Tough spot.
We know Lim has a bunch of kill spells in hand, Downfall and an Abzan Charm, so the Warden plan might be what Berg is going towards, but Lim has an answer for that.
Well, and that's one of the really strong parts about Abzan control. When you're playing 4 Heroes Downfalls and Abzan Charms, the cards are just so versatile. There are very few permanents that they won't take care of.
It looks like we're still on Berg's turn at this point. He's just trying to figure out what to do. He has a Death Miss Raptor in hand. Maybe it's time to just try to clog up the board and try to work through. Not sure if he's going to be able to do that, though. Also makes you wonder what that manifests, if it's anything. Again, when you manifest something, kind of the assumption as a player is that it's not really anything, but there are Dent Protectors, there are Death Miss Raptors, Hidden Dragon Slayers. There are some real cards that can be unmorphed. Hidden Dragon Slayer would probably be the best one right now.
It'll be good. Now the green-white company deck doesn't have very... It still needs to get at that Elspeth, though. There are 2 copies of Glare of Heresy in Berg's sideboard. I imagine between Fleecemane Lion, Siege Rhino, and Elspeth that he has sideboarded them in.
And if he had one, I think he'd cast one. I just don't think he has one at this point. I mean, Glare would be a huge draw.
It'd have to be soon, like probably next turn.
Yeah, probably next turn.
I mean, Lim's plan is just going to be to plus Elspeth to 7, then minus it and win immediately.
Yeah. Plenty of chump blocking to be done. That's what Elspeth does. All right, he's coming into the red zone. I'm going to see 1-1, looks like.
Just keep the life total safe. John Lim knows he has the inevitability.
Let's see what the follow-up will be here. You saw Warren in the first tree not attack. That's a Death Miss Raptor. This is a Fleecemane Lion. There is a Elvis Mystic.
All right, everything's on the table. And I actually like this line from Berg. Just get everything out. Go at the life total. He knows how little time he has. Great facial expression.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. Why not? Why not Siege Rhino? It's always time for Siege Rhino.
Siege Rhino's pretty good. I guess I'll attack.
So, yeah, it's what I've said at the card. It's always a good time for Rhino.
I wonder how Berg is going to block here, because if he blocks wrong, he dies.
Okay, so he's just blocking with Death Mist. If he does that,
maybe he's blocking that way.
If that's the block, Hero's Downfall plus Obzon Charm deals 6 damage.
Yep.
And there you go, Obzon Charm, Hero's Downfall, John Lim takes it.
Congratulations to John Lim. He will defeat Jonathan Berg 2-1. Obzon Control will take care.
Wow, what an attack.
It'll take care of Green-White Collected Company. And that means he's moving on to play against Nathan Zamora. Zamora playing a Tarka Red. Congratulations to John Lim.